Yeah, buddies. It's the Bennington Show. Everybody hung over from that big Thanksgiving show. Because Chris is like, we need to take off Tuesday, so I should, I can prep. But Wednesday is the day we need to take off. I'm Ron Bennington.
I'm Gail Bennington.
Gail, you're doing this out of your house today?
Yes, I am beat.
You sound like you're sitting here with us. I can never get over that.
I know, it's pretty weird. I feel like I'm sitting there.
Well, you're you were just off all that time. And then, so obviously you're going to be more exhausted because you and I were on stage almost the entire night.
Yes.
And the only thing beat up on me really is my throat is a little rough. And my stair climbing sticks. They had us on 7 different levels. So it was crazy. But I went out and had breakfast with our special guest from last night. And he looks like we might have to air transport him on one of those hospital planes. He was exhausted. So, I mean, because of social media, we're running this. And I was talking with Jim McClure today, not only running this on our show Thursday and Friday on this network, which is called
Faction Talk 103.
Faction Talk, but it's going to run on the comedy channel Raw Dog 3 different days next week. So it's a lot of support we're getting here at SiriusXM. And I did the victory lap today, Gail, and all the bosses were thrilled.
I'm so glad. I mean, the whole night was such a blast. We got to see so many great people, old friends, people who came up to us afterwards. It was just like, it was a pretty magical night.
It was really a magical night. We'll go over all the highlights because, like I said, you know who I was thrilled to meet, Gail? And
Who's
you
that?
introduced me to like the beautiful woman that took those infant pictures of your little baby Juju.
I know. Faye Simcha is amazing. Her husband, Michael, who was the one who connected us. And I was so, so excited to have them there. So I'm so glad that you got to meet them because those were like phenomenal. I never in a million years would have thought to do it. And now I'm like, that was like the most priceless thing you could ever have.
I was trying to explain that, but it was in the signing line for the new T-shirt, which that line was crazy big, and thank you to everybody who was in it. And that was a lot of fun for us, signing stuff. But I wanted to tell her, like, across the board, our family went crazy for those pictures. Like, I hear it from my parents every day, bring up those pictures.
Yeah, I mean, everyone I know were just like floored. Like they were like, "Who did this? Ann Geddes? Is this real?"
Well, here's
it's like
the
insane.
Thing. When Juliet was that little, I wasn't even comfortable with her, and I saw she molded this kid in all those crazy poses.
And she also like got her to sleep in a way that was like I had not yet seen. I mean, at that point, I think she was something like 12 days old or something. So to see someone just like knock her out, it was like, oh my God, I didn't know you could like calm her so perfectly.
So the first big pop, I think, of the night was you brought Juliet out, which nobody expected. You just twirled her around real fast.
I did.
She didn't, I think the lights got to her a little bit. Like she wasn't like, hey, this is fun. She was like, oh. I don't know.
It's normally, I was thinking like, oh, she'll be like excited to do this. And then when I turned around, she had this like very confused look on her face with like a frown. And I was like, oh no, I'm sorry. But I think it was
Didn't
the
I
lights.
Get water?
Yeah, I don't know why I was put over there.
Why? What does Vito do with this gang of his? Is that kind of a reach for me, Vito, to go to that front? Have a seat, buddy. Have a seat. So that was pop number 1 last night, and you could hear this next Thursday and Friday and all, and because no one expected you to do that. You're kind of private with the baby.
I am.
To swing her out, that was great. Pop number 2. Earl Douglas.
Huge pop
People
for Earl.
went crazy for Earl Douglas, and he has found a performing bone that did not exist in the past.
Oh, I love doing it. Absolutely.
You
love
are
doing
going to play a bigger and bigger role, my friend. You've shown that.
Earl hit the stage of the confidence. I mean, the swagger, the audience
He was
went
fantastic
crazy.
last night. And I've known Earl for 18 years, and he used to shy away with the crowds. Like, we'd be like, Earl, we're going to be at bar 9. He wouldn't show up until 2 hours later. He would come in, everybody'd be like, Earl, and he'd be like, what? What? He was like weirdly antisocial. He was, and I think I know why. This fucking Queen movie. He was Freddie Mercury.
channeling my inner Freddie.
You were. Inner, then outer, then inner, then outer. The next big pop. The return of Fez Watley to the Bennington Show. We had so many off-air problems and
Yeah.
and Gail and I were not able to do the run-through because your sound man disappeared, right?
Yeah, he disappeared. Yeah.
And then why that happened, and then I go, all right, no one really knew that we had Fez in town, and we were hiding him because we wanted that moment to be that moment. And also, we didn't want people bothering Fez before he went on stage.
Yeah.
And today, I had breakfast with him, and he pointed out people who were bothering him before he went up on stage the second time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People, there's some weird thing about backstage people that they never understand. People just want to clear their head before. Everyone knows the thing about public speaking, and some people have it worse than others. You know what I mean? So there's always a certain person who'll be like starting to tell you a story right before the show, or saying what's wrong because that person happens to be a pacer or whatever. So we had a lot of those problems, but I don't think they went through to the stage, right?
No, not at all.
And that was the first time we've ever had problems like that at one of our gigs there.
Yeah, it was strange.
Yeah, are you going to be able to figure out why? Did something go different, or
I'm
you're going to wait a day or two?
I'm gonna want to do like a post-mortem. Is that
Yeah.
what they usually say?
Yeah.
I don't think post-mortem.
I mean, with life though. But yes, I've been going over all that in my mind.
So Fezzy coming out, we knew it was going to be the pop of pops. We knew that we had to keep it quiet to make it the pops of pops, and that's why remember the time that Johnny Go-Go called us like 2 weeks ago, or 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Who you got? What? You're like, the whole point of this thing has always been the surprise.
Why give anything away? Never.
Or maybe we should, you know what I mean? Maybe we should just say, here it is. But, we had thousands and thousands of people who wanted to see this show, packed it out with the people who got the chance. But they do it without knowing who we're going. To me, that was always a big part of the surprise. So that's why we tried to keep the Fezzy thing. Now, I have to tell you, Fezzy hasn't done any performing in 3 years. As natural could be. Gail and I and him got together at his hotel. And, well, let me tell you this. I was alarmed by the amount of Coke cans I saw in there. For a guy who's had the problem he's had. There was a lot of Coke cans. So
Normally, when you go to a performer's hotel room, you see a lot of Coke. It's different.
yes, I'm old school. So I didn't expend a can of it. But he came out and he killed, and he was wonderful.
Yeah, man. When we first saw Fezzy and got together with him, right away I was like, man, this is going to be amazing, because I could see like a spark in him that he could not wait to hit the stage and see
he was
everybody.
ready, man.
And he just had like an energy about him that was so exciting.
Yeah, it was very, very cool. And when he came out, this was the cool. So we're all performing, and we have a weird kind of a sketch all lined up that And then the thing that was amazing, though, is why we were doing this ridiculous thing. And he's, getting major laughs and major pops. I'm looking out and I'm seeing tears roll down people's faces. And I'm like, oh, that I didn't expect. I didn't expect people to see him because, everyone thinks of like us, as a show, like Ron and Fez, the show. But Fez is like a major part of our family.
Yeah.
He was there the whole time Gail grew up and my son grew up. And he's the only, he literally was at our house more than people that are blood related to us.
Absolutely.
For every occasion, birthday, fucking WrestleMania, whatever these dumb things
yes,
are.
Every holiday.
Yeah.
We always spent with him. And also, through all of our moves and changes, he was that consistent family member because he went with the show, right? So like no matter where we were, we always had Fez in our family.
And the number of nights that I would, go to bed and leave Fez up playing with the kids. Hundreds and hundreds in my life where I'm like, I'm tired of this. Good night, everybody. And then I'd be like, come on, keep it down, you three.
I'll be peace.
It really was. And we used to do sketches from that movie all the time. That I was the bitchy Dr. Dad and he was the fun Bill Murray guy. So that was amazing and amazingly fun. And then we go from that to Steve Earle's doing Copperhead Road.
Amazing.
Steve Earle doing one of the greatest fucking American songs of all time.
It was hearing him do that live, hearing those first chords. It was just like, holy shit, Steve Earle's here and he's doing this song. I had goosebumps.
Yeah, me too, man. And I'm just a giant fan of his. And then we go in and we do all of our comedy buddies. And a very and with street jokes. Keith Robinson is there, Lisa Traeger, TJ came out and just fucking killed it.
Yeah,
he's so fucking. He's always so ready to perform. And then for me, what was exciting? The fucking Bay Ridge Boys are there.
Yeah. That's Bob's and Chris Stefano.
I know those guys, but I love the Bay Ridge Boys so much. Luke Florentine fucking destroying it.
Oh, yeah.
Second time in a row at Bennington Family Thanksgiving. He kills it.
And in the back, he's completely dressed as in Dolphins gear. And his dad says he really wants to get booed. Because he fucking hates the Jets and he loves his Dolphins. I'm the one who got him into the Dolphins. He didn't even know about him. And I'm like, I don't think they'll boo him. They love this kid. They started booing right away.
They booed him.
Trash talking.
There was booing and looking.
So it was confusing because they sounded the same.
I love that kid, though. He's so much fun.
Yeah.
Crazy Jen, a reserved Crazy Jen.
Yeah, that was odd.
And then into a literally a giant fucking rock and roll star from the Goo Goo Dolls, Johnny Resnick is there, who, from what I understand, Gail, the ladies seem to like.
The ladies did enjoy. The ladies love Johnny Resnick.
Broadway's dark tonight. And I was watching the people love that. And then we had a major thing go down. We had Bobby Kelly and his show planned to end out the night, Creeps with Kids. And Bobby's had a serious problem in his family. So he had to cancel. And because of that, nothing changed. His show is so great that it doesn't even need him. Yeah. We had Big J. Okerson, Voss and Barney, who, I don't know, are they the king and queen of the prom, do you think?
No,
I think they are. 100%.
Everybody, Bonnie is such an unbelievable comic and so charismatic. And Voss is the legend. He's the legend.
It's amazing.
Oh, by the way, I'm going to go up and do something with him and Jim Florentine, who was part of this show. Chris won't give me the stuff, but Voss has put this little show together. We're going to be at the Treehouse Comedy in Windsor Locks, Connecticut. Go to treehousecomedy.com for tickets. I'm hoping my Brazilian girls are going to be there. They followed me down from the last time I was in Connecticut, and they yelled at me from the crowd, "Do you remember us? Brazilian girls."
One of them grabbed me right after the show, and she goes, "I'm one of the Brazilian girls." And I was like, "Good. I'm glad that you're here."
They are very, very fun. So Windsor Locks, go to treehousecomedy.com. It's one night at Treehouse Comedy. Me, Voss, and Florentine, which, as you know, these two guys are fucking unbelievably funny. So to get the three of us coming up there is going to be just so much fun. I'm really looking forward to it. So then we go from that to, as Gail is reading about a performer who has sold 100 million records in his life, and probably has done at least a half dozen of my favorite rock power pop singles of all time. Tommy James doing Moni Moni.
Amazing.
A song that he wrote probably 50 years ago about the building that used to be in Midtown.
The building? Yeah, it was the Zamoni building.
Yeah. Do you even remember when it used to say MONY? I don't know what it stood for, but
it was like Municipal Office of New York. Or
something like that. Look up the Moni building.
The Mutual of New York building.
Look up the picture of it and see if this is before his time. But this was a famous landmark in New York City. You don't remember
I know the building, but I've never seen the Moni on it. Yeah.
Well, that used to be just called the Moni building, and he was looking at his hotel window, and that's where that came from. And I mean, that just fucking popped the room.
I had chills. That was like one of my most favorite moments of the whole night.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. And then this is something that I saw stun people, not just in the crowd, but with the comedians. Don Wicklund came out and sang "Sweet Child of Mine," and nobody that, even though these performers didn't know that he was that kind of a performer.
Yeah.
He's a fucking real rock and roller.
Yeah.
He really is. And it was one of my most favorite moments from he started to sing, and I watched people in the audience like mouthing like, "What?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?" Like he's got a very powerful voice.
No, he does. And Big J was like, I can't keep, I hate to wake him up, but it's just something, it's not that big a deal. But after all this time, he can't handle it, huh? Just sit. It doesn't matter. I don't mind doing your job. I'll just complain from here. But here's the thing. He's a real fucking rock guy. I mean, he's been out every weekend his whole life, and, he does. Wiki, here's the thing. Wiki is a trained chef. What's the place upstate, the famous...
CIA?
Yes. He fucking trained at CIA. He also was a state policeman.
And also rock god.
Yeah, big in radio and a rock god. I mean, he's a very fucking interesting fucking dude. But he just went out and went straight rock and roll. And it was fucking amazing. It was an amazing set. And he had all the earrings in, which we never get to see.
There's some jewelry on.
Yeah, he was rocked up.
He came out, he was fist bumping all the musicians as he came out on stage.
Yeah, he was great.
I saw him right before he came on stage just to make sure he was ready and where we had to be. And just like looking at him in the zone, it was fucking great. It was.
No, he set out to kill.
Yeah.
He set out to fucking kill. And he did it.
Yeah, he definitely did.
And you know how long ago I asked him to do this? 2 days ago. Because, I mean, the plan was, hey, we'll end with Moni Moni. You know what I mean? Like, nothing could be bigger than that. And then as we were going along, I'm like, man, that was fun bringing everybody out and doing Sweet Child at the end of the night. Man, I wonder if we talked about it, and like Chris had actually said to me, maybe he won't want to do that in front of, his co-workers, because he goes to Nashville and he performs all over the country. But, this is people that you work with. And I go, I think it would be really fucking popping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think what I didn't expect is to see people like Big J fucking stunned. And, you know what I mean? People that work with him stunned.
No, Jay did not see this coming. Yeah, he was blown the fuck away. And
when he was going around rocking with the fucking musicians, when you're doing like all the rocking, Jay says to me, androgynous. And I go, that's not what that means.
Androgynous.
Hey, Kathleen, what's up, darling?
Hi, guys. Just want to congratulate you on an awesome show last night.
It was so much fun, man.
Thank you.
It is our greatest night of the year. This is our Christmas and New Year's Eve all wrapped into one. And the fact that we own Thanksgiving,
hell yeah,
that's wild to me.
When Fezzy came out, I can't express to you how much tears I had in my eyes. I feel like I lost the eyes with you, Ronnie, at one point. It was great. And congratulations to Gail. Joy, it's beautiful. I don't know if you remember, I told you I conceived my son on Thanksgiving Eve last year.
Yes.
And, Bennington, we conceived him, and he was born a week after Juju was born. So it's a really special day. Oh, my God.
Wow, that's really fantastic.
It's another Thanksgiving baby.
It is.
Yep.
All right, thank you so much, darling. Peace.
All right, great show. Congratulations.
Yeah. This person's name is Another Moni, so I'm going to just see if that's true. Hi, is this Another Moni?
Yeah, it is. What's up, Ronnie?
Your name is Another Moni.
No, not at all. Whoever's answering the phone, fuck that all up.
Yeah.
But
what do you got?
It was that Moni building down in
You've already done a great job
New York
with them.
City.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be a bunch of them all over New York State, and the only other one is up in Syracuse.
Is that right?
Building. Yeah. It felt the same way.
Yeah, that's definitely not the one that he was singing about, though. And that was one of the things when that went down. There's so many times in New York where there's these landmarks, like the Pan Am building became something, and you're like, no, there's no landmarks.
When did the Moni sign come down?
Well, you were probably in high school, Gail.
Yeah, because I remember it was here when I moved here.
And I remember telling everybody, the song Moni Moni? Well, look right up there. This is what made me what I thought an interesting person. Because I had a fun fact. But now the fact that people don't even care. Like, you look at fucking Vito and his filthy generation. They don't even know. They don't even know.
There was another moment last night that was amazing. I was backstage.
Super Pop
was amazing.
No, was it a Super Pop?
No, it was part of a Super Pop moment because you were announcing Steve Earle and you were saying, as you said, Copperhead Road. You heard someone from the stage went, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
like a fucking total brain meltdown. Like Steve Earle's about to come out.
I heard that.
I heard it too.
I just had to start laughing because
dude, I'm such a fan of his. He's so cool. Just the fact that he came and did that last night was so amazing. And it was actually really funny because afterwards, Juliet was backstage with my husband, and my husband got some tips because Steve Earle was saying, like, I've had plenty of experience with babies in those headphones to like the ear protectors. So he was like showing him how to put them on and take them off to make sure she was
that had to be weird for Jack, right?
Very, very.
And also, the fact that Steve Earle and Tommy James are fucking great friends is wild.
That's so cool.
I hope that Tommy James book gets made into a movie, and there's been talk of it. But Earl knows these old school fucking gangster records. Like, he literally recorded for the Mafia. He literally recorded records for the Mafia. And they would say, no, you're not getting paid, dude. You don't want to fuck with us about this.
Johnny Resnick, right before he went on, he was saying, like, I can't believe I just met Steve Earle. I shook Steve Earle's hand.
I know.
Everyone was like totally awestruck by Steve Earle.
Yes, of course, man. He's one of, and I remember when the Guitar Town fucking album came out, and I was working in FM radio. We just started, and we started playing some of those fucking Outlaw songs, which is crazy.
Yeah,
because we were playing hair metal.
Yeah, that record just was a complete crossover because it wasn't quite country, it wasn't quite rock. It was a nice blend of both, and it fit any format.
I love that fucking record, man, and I love so many of his records now. And he's so smart, and he was on The Wire, and everybody fucking loves him. Look who it is. Oh, let me say one more thing, and I never saw anyone do this before. So when we had Blacklight, Tom Cruise and Jay went into this riff about, look, he doesn't have any jizz on his face. It would show up, which I don't know how fucking Jay's head went there so fast. He's truly one of the funniest fucking people ever. And then the lighting guy fucking switched it to fucking, I don't know how he figured this out, but he got Rich Voss it went from Tom Cruise to Rich Voss, and the place went fucking crazy.
Yeah, it was a lighting joke.
Guy just get a major laugh here? Johnny.
Bennington.
What's happening, buddy?
I am fucking exhausted today. I took the day off too. I like Gail. I'm calling from home today.
Okay, I didn't take the day off.
Yeah,
but
she's actually working.
Well, I mean, I guess not because I'm talking on the radio. But what an amazing day / night. As always, definitely my favorite work day of the entire fucking year was last night, and it was so good. And your staff was on top of shit. I mean, things were great all around. It was fun to be able to do it, and I can't wait for next year already.
Well, you're gonna have to.
I know, that's the shitty part. But it was just full of at one point when I wasn't allowed to go to my office, I'm like, something weird is going on backstage right now. Sorry, you can't go to your office and work.
Yeah, we got fucked over on that. We thought we had a separate thing. This was like the first year, I don't know, there was like bedlam backstage, everybody was saying, but on stage I think it all worked out, despite, a couple hiccups that I don't think that the audience recognized. But yeah, if we had that to do over again, we would have done that differently. But I also want to say that Chris is the guy who put the band together. I can't believe that you knew how to
fantastic.
Find put the band together.
Found some session players, and they also looked the part as well. They looked very cool.
Yeah, they looked like I would say the River Bottom Nightmare band. Now, so they're not a band, right? You just put them together?
So I contacted this one guy, David, who you met, and he has a band called Strange Magic, but he also pulled
Strange Magic. Oh, what a...
So there was a couple of people from there, and then also he pulled in other session people as well.
And then, the fact Steve Earle went complete acoustic, but the other side of it was Tommy James brought a bass player with him.
He brought his bass player,
which was pretty fucking cool.
It was awesome.
He was one of the coolest guys. He was just very hey, how you doing? I'm Tommy James, bass player. He's he's walking around introducing himself. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, but his head's not going to be big. You know what
I mean? He's humble.
It's Johnny A.
He's humble. So you, one of the things you and Johnny sparred about was on the band.
Yes, on the band and the sound of the band, and whether it was going to be too loud in the room.
It was.
When people brought up, when do you want to get there? And I'm like, I really feel like it would be best for me if I got there 5 minutes to 8 and not doing it. And everybody's like, you got to be there for 5. And I was there at 5 o'clock and still never got to do our sound check.
No, we didn't.
And then, because I knew I had to go take care of our friend Fezzy. But all that matters is what's on the stage, right?
And what was on the stage was amazing.
All right, Johnny, you're the best, buddy.
Bennington, have a good rest of your day.
Love you, kid. Peace.
Love you too, boys.
Hey, Frankie, what's up?
Hey guys, what a great time last night, man!
So much
Absolutely. You know what? I didn't think you would be able to top last year, and you pulled it off. But I was standing like 3 back from the stage when it was great seeing Keith Robinson get out there. I mean, I squirted a few when Fez came out, squirted a few when I saw Keith come out, and you know. But then he turned me around because I'm 3 back wearing a Navy T-shirt, and he drops his street joke. And he looks down at me, and his friggin' eyes get like dinner plates, and he goes, "Oh, shit!" And he points at me, and I'm like, yeah, now everybody's looking. Thanks, Keith.
It was, look, I've said this before when I've introduced him, that all the funniest people love Keith Robinson. He's their guy. And he could come out and just there's so much charisma in that smile. He's just so fucking great. That was one of my favorite moments of the night.
It was so great seeing him.
When I'm down at the fucking cellar, and sometimes he'll hang out when he hasn't been working, and then people will just walk up to me and go, "Oh, that was a great set." And he'll be like this, "Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to hear about his goddamn set." And it's just so funny. So now I always have people come over and say something. If somebody is like saying to me, "You're great," I'll say, "Oh, yeah, follow me over. I want to talk to you about it." I'll just be next to Keith. Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to hear about his shit. What about my shit? So funny. I love him. Just absolutely love him. Hey, fucking New Jersey, our buddy.
What's up, buddies?
Now, dudes, fuck gave me a CD to listen to, and I'm making this fucking promise. If it's good, we'll give it a play here. I have it at my house.
Damn, I would love that.
Yeah, it'll be... Well, we'll work out whether, how it works out. But I'm going to be honest with you, fuck. I haven't listened to it yet. But if it's not there, it's not getting the play. So I go, fuck, what kind of music is this? Because I'm willing to hear death metal punk shit. And he goes, prog rock. Earl, your favorite of all time.
If it's prog, I'm in. I love prog rock.
That's why I brought you one.
Yeah. So what band would you say this sounds like, fuck?
Oh, Jesus. I mean, we've kind of been compared to Tool a little bit. I don't really hear it so much. Like, there's some Volta. I like King Crimson,
Sure.
So, I don't know. It's all over the fucking place. I want you to make that decision, though. Like, you tell me what it sounds like.
Okay. And now, if I'm going to listen, you know what I mean? I'm the man with the golden ears, and I'm going to give you 18 seconds. So what's the song you want me to listen to first?
Where Have You Been? It's the last track on the EP. It really ends in like this big crescendo.
Okay.
But like the whole thing is like it's pretty strong through and through. And we're working it out.
What instrument do you play? Fuck, I didn't even know you were a musician.
I am the drummer on this.
Oh, great. Yeah. That's where it begins and ends, right, Earl?
Always a strong rhythm section.
Earl always calls it the goalie on a soccer team. He goes, when all else fails, you need that drummer in there. I was watching the thing on Steely Dan, and they said they obsessed on drums more than anything else.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, you always know a non-musician because they pay zero attention to the drums.
Yeah.
But every musician pays attention. And you took a little heat on that, right?
Yes, I did, yes.
From who?
Johnny.
Mm-hmm. Johnny knows music, my friend. Johnny knows music. And he goes like this. Stop payment on this guy.
Oh, no.
That's what he said to me. All right, fuck, I'm going to be listening. And that hit song again is called what?
Where Have You Been?
All right, Where Have You Been? All right, thanks, buddy. Great to see you. Peace.
Hey, you too, man. I love you.
I love you, too. I love nothing better than a recovered junkie. They're my favorite people in the world. People like Vito, who didn't even bother becoming junkies, that they bother me.
Did you even try?
Yeah, well, he's like, I'm an addict if you think of Scangili as a drug.
Scangili.
The cannoli, right, Ron? The cannoli. We'll go on to the mattresses. I just met Fezzy, Remember the old Edison Cafe?
Yeah.
We were in there. And that fucking place was one of the scenes, I think Godfather 1?
Yeah, the turns, the revolving door.
That's where they stopped it and did the shooting?
Yeah, that's the Edison.
That's one of the greatest fucking scenes in the history of history.
Yeah.
Did you know this, Gail?
No, I did not.
I know you used to hang out at the Edison Cafe.
I did, yeah.
There's a new
It was a
fucking
go-to.
Yeah. There's a new place in there, and that's where I had breakfast this morning. It's not as good, but 4 times more expensive.
Oh, great.
Oh, great.
And I'm really like, do I really want $18 worth of avocado since it's just sliced avocado? Or should I just walk across to a bodega and buy an avocado for myself?
I've brought my own avocado. I hope that's fine.
Is that do you have a problem with that? I brought my own avocado over and I'm going to eat it here. And there was also a breakfast basket that had 3 croissants in it. A basket is supposed to be all different things.
Yeah, it's a mix.
It's a mix.
A delicious mix.
It's a delicious mix.
Some options.
Chris is the new Anthony Bourdain. And by that, I mean he's weeks away from hanging himself.
Oh, no.
What would you give last night's production?
I would give it an A minus.
A minus. Vito?
A.
A. Gail?
I'm going to give it an A minus.
I'm going to give it an F. So if I'm...
No.
What's that called?
What's
when
our
you put
average
it all
then?
together, you compare it.
The average.
Yeah, the average is a C minus. Gail's minus drug that down from a C. You know what? I'm going to switch it to D plus.
Oh, all right.
That's
Nice.
worse than a C minus.
Oh, I thought you're
Oh, I thought, yeah, me too.
No. I think the average, because I think my F should carry more weight than your fucking A's.
Counts twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I found out I've been in this business 122 years.
Oh, man. I also wanted to say thank you to everybody who brought gifts over. It was so sweet. Mike and Maureen and Margie, Wayne, Adrian. Everybody was so sweet and giving gifts for Juliet. And that's above and beyond. You guys shouldn't do that, but so sweet.
I saw a thing where Adrian said, I forget what her tweet was, but something like her anxiety keeps her from, and I'm like, what? I always thought she was outgoing. I can never tell who has anxiety. It has to be told to me.
Some people hide it really well.
Yeah, when a lot of people say I'm anxious, I go, oh, I thought you were just doing meth. I also want to thank, and I know you do too, Gail, Brian Taylor at Comedy Artwork, who designed the poster and the T-shirt.
Yes.
The guys at Metro Printing in New Jersey as well. I love this new T-shirt.
It's so cute.
And do you have posters, Chris?
Yes, we have posters.
I think that we should sign posters and send them out with the T-shirts. This is going to be this year's Christmas T-shirt. But the fact that Gail has the baby on her hip,
It's
great.
so cute.
I know that they didn't get that picture, so I have seen this so many times in the last 3 months. I don't know how somebody could imagine that. But it's weird how a couple lines look like each person. And of course, Chris and Vito are interchangeable.
No, we're not. Vito's fatter and a worse hairline than this. I'm definitely on the right.
Now, which one of you guys rode the bike and which one of you guys was in the...
I was on the hoverboard.
I rode the bike.
You were very comfortable on your hoverboard, too.
A lot of practicing, Ron.
Yeah.
I'm very surprised. When I heard, when I saw that hoverboard come out, I thought, this is not going to go well. And you were very smooth on it.
I know. I just didn't want him to end up in the audience and have to get a giant lawsuit.
Me too.
And I kept
Keeps going
saying to
in
him
the
over
drink.
and over, you can't fuck this up, dude. And he goes, I got it. I got that and the wrestling gimmick. Trust me, 100%. But you rode a bike. All Earl had was that twirly thing. What are those called?
Fidget spinner.
And
That lit
stole
up.
the show.
Fucking Earl's fidget spinner.
He played to the audience.
He was amazing. He was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I looked to my right. I was like, holy shit.
I know him for 18 years and never saw him do anything like that. And the crowd would fuck out.
They
And
lost
I'm like, and then Earl would come out doing the music and he'd get the fuck, he was just fucking so much fun. Very, very cool. Here's Mike in Jersey. Mike.
Hey, what's up, Benningtons?
Hey.
What a great show last night. There's so many highlights from last night to talk about. It's endless.
Yeah.
We got there at like 5 o'clock, my wife and I, and we wanted to get there early to get a seat. And all of a sudden, we just hear a little baby voice from an older woman, and she was just started harassing two guys wearing suits, and it turned out to be Crazy Jen standing there for 2 hours.
Dude, Crazy Jen was in the show, and I was texting her, "Where are you?" Because she was supposed to go in the employee thing, but I guess you don't have her text.
I know. I texted her, and there was no fucking response.
But why didn't you do it the day before? She said she had never heard from you.
That's crazy because I did text her, and then there was no answer. So then eventually we did find her and we were able to pull her back. But she was not doing. She was totally not in communication with me.
Okay, boy, that you tried to say that. Oh, the other thing was Big A. The word "understand" fucking totally took him off the track. Did you notice that?
I heard it from the backstage,
and it was really scary for a second. And then he just is so smart. He pulled it out for the next two.
Yeah.
That's in the whole blacklight part and then Jay called the guy from Demolition Man.
Yes, that was fucking hilarious.
So funny.
Jay is so goddamn funny and fucking sweet. And you know what I mean? Like, you cannot be as dirty and sweet as he is. I'm doing this show with him this weekend that we recorded, and it's called That's Offensive. And I think it's going to be something that people are going to be talking about. Can comedy survive the new sensitivity? That's this Friday at 3:30 p.m. Big J, Ogerson, Lisa Traeger, Ari Shafir, and Yamanika Saunders. By the way, these are three really edgy comics, and three people that are so sweet. I would not have a problem saying that they are kinder than everybody on our show.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
You know? And yet they are so fucking edgy.
Isn't that weird how that works?
Yeah. Yamanika might be the nicest person I've ever met.
I know, she's a sweetheart.
And the softest hugger I've ever met. Like, when she hugs you, you could barely... It's like being hugged by a cloud. You barely feel it. And she's always like, I love you so much. I love everything you're doing. It's just the sweetest thing. And Ari should be a prick, and he's an incredibly great guy.
No, he's always the nicest.
So this is how stupid I am. Tuesday night when we had to do stuff, I get a text from Ari that says, hey, could you do a fill-in for me? Bobby Kelly dropped out at the last second, and would you like to come do this table read? And what he did, he found a fucking script that he had written when he was in college that he was very proud of. And when he reread it, he was like, this is the worst piece of shit I've ever fucking read. And it's being read to laugh at him. And he had Dan Soder, Michelle Wolf, and it was Bobby Kelly. And I'm going, I would have loved to, but I can't. I'm doing this other thing. And it doesn't even fucking dawn on me. Should I check on Bobby Kelly? And then he canceled for us the following day.
Yeah.
Stupid. I blame myself for that. You know what? Let's take that whole show down, even on our average. F.
Oh, no. I don't think it was a total F.
Yeah, total F. Al in Connecticut.
Hey, how's it going?
Great.
I got to go last night with a buddy of mine. It was awesome. The first time I've ever gone, and I was a little leery of, if I see you guys, my imagination of like what you look like in person was going to kind of get blown a little bit. But it's amazing for anyone out there listening that never got to see you perform live. Ron, you are so smooth. You're so smooth on the radio, but you're so smooth in person. It's just seamless. You're the wittiest freaking dude out there.
I tell people that all the time. I'm like, you don't understand the wit I'm bringing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. They should almost pay you. And Chris and Vito's entrance with the bike and the
it was ridiculous.
They went for it, and it was really, really awesome. And from the audience perspective, so smooth between the comedy and the bands and everything. It was really great, and I just think that you guys are just as excellent live as you are on the radio. Really awesome.
Look, that's the best compliment I could get about the team, because I'm a real believer in both, and I'm also a believer of that you just don't, when you have a big room like that, you just don't want to have set up 4 fucking mics and have us, yapping. Now, I was a little upset that Earl and Vito didn't do the signing with us at the end.
I got held up. There was issues with the line and getting it in order, so I got caught up just trying to help make sure that was organized.
Well, I went and talked to the big chiefs, the big bosses, and they were as excited about the line as anything else, because they're like, okay, none of those people are ever going to drop. You know what I mean? They're the people that stick with you here. And then they were there, here's what we can do next year. That would be really good. I go, yeah, let's just take a couple, you know what I mean? I'm like, everybody's asking what's next. Can I just have a little cocktail and enjoy myself?
Savor a little bit, You gotta savor these things.
Is that Birdie?
Yeah, that's Birdie.
What is going on? Hey! You called the baby a dog. Your baby's a dog, Chris. What happened to your chick last night?
She was there.
I didn't see her all night, just like last year.
She was in the VIP section. She was right there. She was like right in the VIP section.
Did my fam see her?
I don't know. I'm not
sure.
Were
they introduced? No.
They were not introduced.
No. I know that for a fucking fact.
They were not introduced.
So what's the point of having her there? What did
yeah,
she
we
think
want to enjoy her.
Oh, she was worried about the hoverboard.
Yes, we all were.
When I said I was being a hoverboard, she's like, no, you're not. Just be on a bike.
I love her for saying that.
She did not want me on that thing.
By the way, though, you did look so funny coming out. It was funnier than the bike.
I saw him take his first step on the hoverboard when he got it. He took a step on, it almost went out from under him, and he went, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this.
Yeah, well, that's why that's why I trained.
And why did you go in just a wife beater?
That's like an extreme sports guys wear wife beaters.
I didn't know that.
I had cool sunglasses on too. It was extreme, Ron.
I had a ski mask and I had body armor on. And we were.
I was good on you, by the way.
Thank you.
Body armor.
I was downstairs for so long helping with the line. By the time our line ended, there were just people coming to the Hard Rock for dinner who looked terrified of me in fucking ski goggles and body armor. I look like a school shooter.
Yeah, so what, man?
That's a look too.
Yeah, everybody's got to get along. It's the fucking new frontier. Look who it is. It's Johnny Go-Go.
What's happening, buddies?
Hey, man.
Hey,
first
Johnny.
thing. Hey, Gail. It was so great to see you and Juliet. I'm so glad you listened to my tweet from a couple months ago and held her up like a Lion King.
Wow.
Into the room.
I didn't realize that you did that.
Why would you think anybody saw your tweet from a a months ago?
She retweeted it. I'm
There's
taking a producer credit.
so crazy about the two Johnnies. Because Johnny was like, I knew Fez, the other Johnny. I knew Fez was going to be there. And I saw him go past my office.
In a cloaked in darkness.
Yeah, man, the Johnnies are strange this year.
I hope Fezzy understands how much everybody loves him, and I hope he appreciated the love that was.
Well, he brought up some of your old tweets that he's really excited about. He's really excited about them. All right, we got to go to break here because we got Dish to do next.
All right. Well, thanks for having Thanksgiving again.